Photographers are like seagulls. They're a nuisance. The sheer number of them diminishes any significance they once held in our hearts. They mostly eat discarded French fries. It doesn't mean if 5 of them came to me for help, I'd refuse. That's what monsters do.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Boy, have we got something fun to test today. Remember I was saying 7 Artisans has a Canon EF lens to Sony body adapter. And I was like, I reached out to them, they wouldn't send it to me, but then someone reached out from them. I just noticed it. They were like, oh, will you review this 50mm 1.8? I'm like, no, that sounds terrible. But then I was like, 7 Artisans? Wait a second. I'll review your adapter. And they're like, okay, we got it. Yes. So, right now we're on the Canon R8 24mm 1.4. Before we answer this first noob, it's a terrible question, let's switch to the Sony body, same lens. Huh? So, like, what's the difference gonna be? Canon EF lenses on a superior Sony body now. Maybe even the Canon lens will improve the color science of the Sony body. Dare we dream that? So, side by side, same lens, Canon R8 versus Sony a7S III. Oh my god. Is one better? This should be sharper, but I bet Canon still has the skin tone advantage. Does it autofocus? So far, so good. It's like Sony native lens performance? Was that your question? What do you think about the Sony a9 III? Is it worth buying for that crazy flippy screen? Just for the screen? What is it, like $9,000 Canadian or something? It flips up too. Get a job. You'll need one. 2 of them to afford that camera. Is it worth anything? Like, it's a global shutter. You know what's the most annoying thing on earth? There was a rumor a little while ago that said the a7S IV is going to have a global shutter. I will leave Sony immediately if they do that, because there's so many compromises. It makes it basically APS-C performance in dynamic range, which is the movie spec. The more dynamic range, the more cinema you have. So it's like, and low light performance just drops. It's an APS-C. We're on full frame. You can't do a YouTube video without being on full frame. I've tried to upload one. It was like, nope, no thanks. We don't want that Micro Four shit. Matt Granger just released a video about the a9 III saying like, why doesn't this cost more? What are you doing? You think Sony's going to hear that and be like, you know what? Let's raise the prices of all our future. Thanks, Matt, for nothing. I clipped the audio. Oh boy, that's a bitch. No, a9 III is on par or worse than the a7S III of 2020. We're waiting for improvements, but we all know the industry does not improve. Nikkor 105mm 2.5, 5 elements, best lens ever made. It's only getting worse. No, it's not worth it for the stupid flip. I actually tried the screen. Someone came to buy something and they actually had the a9 III. I was like, oh, let me feel. Felt the same as my a7S IV, the grip. I know it's slightly different, but I wasn't feeling like it was a good grip. So like they haven't improved that. And the screen, I don't know, it's good. I like that it's versatile, but it was like weird and out far on weird angles and flipping out. Like it's not, who cares, man? It's not the greatest thing. Everybody's like, oh, that's the best screen. It's good. A regular flippy screen's just as good. Okay, now I'm very curious. Canon EF 24mm 1.4. Let's switch to the Zeiss Batis 25mm Tony 2. My Zeiss god. I bet you this is still the better lens, Zeiss Batis. Although, I've heard rumors that it's a Tamron designed, and that just makes me throw up in my mouth. If it is, I'll sell them all. I don't want Tamron in my house. But, it's probably sharper, a little more 3D pop, maybe. Maybe I'm overestimating how good Canon EF glass is. That could be a thing. Was that your question? Great video, mate. Quick question. This or Canon R3? This referring to what? As if I remember what video this was on, you piece of shit. Oh, I hate you so much. Hybrid shooter, more video than photos. I'm assuming you mean the a7S III. That or the Canon R3, it's like, it's very easy. It's Sony all the way. The Canon R3 is the only camera that matches Sony a7S III specs. 4K 120p, HD 240. But it does so at a huge disadvantage. The size, built-in battery grip, it's huge, super expensive. Canon Color Science. When I reviewed the XH2S in the store, I got a bunch of stuff with the Canon R3, and somehow I deleted the file before I even got to... I didn't even get to use the damn thing. I forgot about it. And I was like, oh, damn it. All that stuff I recorded. Garbage. Would I want one? Of course I would. But, like, would I, in, like, being responsible, actually buy one for that much money? It's A7, it's ZVE1 all the way, really. Reality is, if you switched over, you did a little side-by-side, A7S III versus Canon R3, you might prefer the colors a bit in the R3. Like, it would be so minimal that you'd be like, I can't believe I spent $40,000 on that. I already had something good enough. Just shoot on the ELPH 160, and it's better than what you have now. Don't get me wrong, the R3 is incredible, but it's too big. It's stupid. It's Z9 type of stuff. Integrated battery grip. Why is that ever a thing? Why couldn't it just be unscrewed and then it's smaller if you wanted it? You don't have that option. It's the dumbest thing. Let us switch now. Canon R8 85mm and then Sony with that lens. Couldn't be more obvious that a face is in the shot, Canon. Could not be more obvious. I hate you, Canon. Now that we have Tonne, it is a respectable shot, and I am a movie. I hope I don't die at the end. Hey, I'm gonna start a channel, low budget, going on disability. Legs don't want to work anymore, so I won't be vlogging. Got the A7, what? Why did I read that? ZVE10. What lens do you recommend? Got the Sigma 31.4, but looks so close. I think my sightings are all... Don't swear. Just because you're disabled, you think, oh, I can have a potty mouth too. Thanks, love your content. Okay, so I'm sorry about your legs. Can you fix it by eating meat? Is my first question. I like to throw, just because the doctor says you can't be healed. I heard a story of Tavis Bradley. Y'all remember him? He got into a car accident, crushed his spine. He was done for, like it was shattered in 1,000 pieces. And he just water fasted, rebuilding his spine with his mind. It could be done. You could do that too. I'm just throwing it out there. I hope you can get better, and then you're running across the street vlogging. ZVE10, I'm sorry to hear that. Sigma lens, definitely sell that one. No. You've noticed. 30mm, that's like almost like 45-ish. It's a bit tight. It's a bit annoying. Like, this is an 85mm. Imagine your problems on crack. And I had to back away even further. I had to bring a little light with me. The microphone is... Everything is super annoying. The lights go up. So, like, if you want to simplify your life, 24 to 35 is a very... You're close to the camera. It's easy to do. But, like, Sony APS-C disgust me. They have one Zeiss lens, I think. The 24mm 1.8. There it is. There's your simple answer. Is it a budget option? Hey, I'm not the one that makes the prices. I just see the pop, and I recommend. I would go with that Zeiss. But you could obviously go with the Sigma 16mm 1.4. That's what most YouTubers do. They're on like a 6400 with that lens. I've done it. It's sharp. It's good. It's good enough. You're getting no pop whatsoever, but it'll get you by until you start running again. What I would do instead is consider getting a full frame Zeiss lens used, and then one day you can upgrade to full frame. So like Zeiss Batis 25mm 22, that was a good lens, wasn't it? You can find it quite cheap. And then you're putting that on your APS-C for now, and then you're upgrading. Because if you do buy an APS-C lens, you're screwed. And then one day, oh my god, Sony ZVE2 is so amazing. It's cheap too. Oh, I only have this APS-C lens. crop mode, bitch. It ain't gonna work. Let's switch to a Sony body with this lens. Feathers of God, take me home. We have the 85mm. I'm not seeing an eye box anymore. That's just a face box. Do I have to... There's the eye. When I get here, it's just face. That's disappointing, somewhat. But is it getting there? I can hear a lot of noises. Damn lens. Not bad. Adapter. 7 Artisans. Cheap little adapter. You wouldn't expect it. And then we got autofocusing on Canon EF lenses, Sony bodies. That's pretty... I'm impressed. Color me impressed. This means I could get that 135mm Tony 2. Dare we dream that, on a Sony body. And a 35mm 1.4. I'm a huge fan of your channel. Had a question about content creation. When you record, do you have to do multiple takes or do you do things as naturally as it seems? My life is a lie. You have no idea. We'll get to it. If so, was it always that way? I feel like my mind goes back blank as soon as I turn on the camera when it's a script, unless it's a script. You've inspired me to try, be more natural, and focus on just being myself. Any tips would be really appreciated. Okay, here's the deal. When I was vegan, my mind did not function at all. If you eat sugar, expect brain fog and to be an utter moron. When you switch into fat burning mode, you could still be vegan, just lots of nuts and seeds and vegetables. Enjoy the oxalates, enjoy those poisons. But like if you're eating nothing but meat and you're fasting throughout the day, your mind is sharp. So the reason I can see this, because I make videos all the time, and when I'm editing the videos, I can see it as a vegan. I'm like, oh my God, I could not get the sentence out. It just kept, hey guys, sorry.
Hey guys, Hey guys.
I've had videos where I'm filming and I could not get the sentence out. Like I had an idea of what I wanted to say and I would start saying it and it just, my brain could not keep up. And I was like, and I would just pause here after like 15 failed attempts. And I'm just like, ah, what the hell is wrong with my brain? Like it was so annoying. Whereas now it's so easy to edit videos when you're just running. You have a brain, it's feeding you words, you're saying them, and it's keeping up, and it's like, okay. So like work on your health, you sugar junkie bitch. You're probably eating like cereal for breakfast. What are you doing? Don't eat breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's the least, and it's the one you should skip. I eat at 2 p.m. every day, and that's it. One meal, and I feel as if I was flying a kite with my friends. You know what I mean? You know that feeling. So it's like, yeah. And it does take practice. At times, you go through like these self-doubt moments where you have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter how little brain fog you have. If you're trying to explain a topic you have no means explaining, then that's gonna happen to you. So relax. But like learn your craft. Eat more fatty meat. The smoothness of your cuts will be apparent. Okay, let's switch to the Sony 90mm macro because it's almost this. Should be sharper, if anything. I don't know why. I just realized I don't care about this lens or the next question, but let's switch instead to the Zeiss 55mm and compare that to my old Zeiss planar 50mm. So like here we are versus the 85mm 1.2 Sony native lens. So far I'm pretty impressed with this adapter, I must say. Let's Zeiss it up in this bitch. Heaven surround us. Zeiss 55mm 1.8. Let's read this last question and then I'll answer it on the Zeiss 50mm 1.4. Which I think I have to stop down probably to 2.9 to get it sharp, but we'll experiment with that. I'm stuck between Sony's ZV-E1 and A7 IV. You're dumb if you're thinking A7 IV for any reason, but let's continue on. Let's humor him. I sold my A7C, was gonna get a used A7S III, went to another city to get a condition terrible hinge, common problem, oh my god. Back in the Blackmagic 4K with a speed booster. Wow, you actually did that. That is a bitch. Is it a better image? Kind of. Sigma lens. Give me a break. Beautiful colors, lugging the beast around, back hurting, missed autofocus too. Stupidly as a run and gun, yeah, you can't run in anything with that. It's on a tripod and then you're out in the woods and then okay. But like A7S3 is so much better. It's just the color science and the raw can be nice. It is really nice. On my Blackmagic OG, wouldn't trade that thing for anything. Not one thing. Gun camera. Fun, difficult, I'm in pain. I want out. A7 IV or ZVE1. No one cares about your plight. Let's switch lenses. I must say, I think buying this lens was a mistake. It has a huge gash in the front element. It's never sharp at any aperture. We're at 1.8, but like I can't barely see if it's in focus. It's so much less sharp. It's the dumbest lens I've ever bought. Here's wide open at 1.4. Basically unusable. Utterly unusable. But if you stop it down to like 2.8 or something, all right, we're at 2.8. It feels like it's still not sharp. I can't tell if I'm in, my God. So ZVE1 or A7 IV, like it's not even in the same ballpark. You have 4K 120p and HD 240 in the ZVE1. On the A7 IV, not only do you not have 120p, it's 4K 60 with a crop, huge crop. So like we're talking 10% crop on the A7 IV, 120 versus 1.5 times crop and it was 60. And then HD 120 is all you have and it's garbage compared to 240p. I almost feel like on this adapter, I'm sorry to keep going back on this, but we're now at Tony 4. I feel like it's not even changing. Maybe that's the problem. It's like wide open. It says Tony 4 on the screen, but is it even doing it? Is there less background blur? My God. So like the only thing you have on Sony A7 IV is a viewfinder, which is very nice, and photo abilities. No one cares. It's dumb. It's the dumbest thing. ZVE1 all the way, or A7S3 if you can find one used. There are some down below in the affiliate links of life. Who won today's battle? Was it a Canon thing? Canon body or Sony body with Canon lenses? What's better? Adapter? Not bad. How come it's 7 Artisans is the only one making a usable adapter? The Sigma one is crap for video autofocus. I'm on the manual focus lens. I'll leave. How you doing? You subscribing for more videos? See you next.